Good morning, everyone. It's Tuesday, April 15th, and you're listening to Blue Mountain Morning. I'm Mark.
And I'm Alex. Oh my God, can you believe it's already mid-April? Where's this year even going? I swear I just took down my Christmas decorations like yesterday.
That's because you actually did just take them down last week, Alex.
Details. What matters is we're here now, ready to help you find a moment of clarity in this chaotic world. Consider us your daily dose of calm in the eye of the storm.
That's right. We're here to distill the flood of information into something that actually makes sense, and hopefully leaves you feeling a little more grounded as you start your day. Let's dive into today's horizon, where we bring you the most important news stories of the day. First up, Southern California was rattled by a 5.2 magnitude earthquake yesterday morning.
Whoa, 5.2? That's like significant, right? I mean, not everything crumbles to dust significant, but definitely your coffee mug slides off the table significant.
Exactly. The U.S. Geological Survey reported it struck at around 10 a.m. local time. The full extent of damage is still being assessed, but fortunately there have been no reports of major injuries or catastrophic damage so far.
Thank goodness for California's building codes. You know, I have this friend in LA who slept through the whole thing. Can you imagine? The earth is literally moving beneath you and you're just like snoring away.
Moving on to some significant news from the education world. The Trump administration has frozen more than $2.2 billion in multi-year grants and contracts to Harvard University after the school rejected a list of demands from the White House.
Oh wait, I saw this. This is huge. Harvard basically said thanks, but no thanks to the government trying to tell them how to run things, right?
That's right. Alan Garber, Harvard's president, sent a letter to faculty and students earlier saying the university wouldn't submit to demands made last Friday. The administration responded by freezing billions in federal funding.
Bold move, Harvard. I mean, $2.3 billion is a lot of money to walk away from. That's like turning down a lifetime supply of avocado toast.
Former President Barack Obama has also weighed in, condemning the education department's funding freeze. He praised Harvard for standing against what he called federal overreach into university governance.
Obama called it unlawful and ham-handed, right? I mean, when a former president uses the term ham-handed, you know things are getting serious.
And in immigration news, El Salvador's president, Nayib Bukele, has stated they will not return Kilmar Abrego Garcia to the United States, despite a U.S. Supreme Court ruling last week.
Wait, remind me who this is again?
Garcia was living in Maryland with his family and had court protection from deportation back in 2019, but was mistakenly deported to El Salvador anyway. The Supreme Court ruled the administration must facilitate his return.
But now El Salvador's like, nope, he's staying here?
Exactly. Bukele made these comments during a meeting with President Trump at the White House yesterday. The Trump administration has said it lacks the authority to bring Garcia back, with Attorney General Pam Bondi stating it's up to El Salvador if they want to return him.
And meanwhile, didn't Trump say something about wanting to send American citizens to Salvadoran prisons? That seems, slightly unconstitutional.
He did suggest deporting some U.S. citizens who are violent criminals to Salvadoran prisons, which many legal experts have indeed called unconstitutional.
Well, that's terrifying. This is all getting very dystopian very quickly.
Yes. Now it's time for Ripple Effects, where we look at how trends are reshaping American life. Today we're diving into what I'm calling the Great Sleep Reckoning.
Ooh, that sounds dramatic. Are we finally admitting that our whole "I'll sleep when I'm dead" culture is maybe not so great?
That's exactly it. Americans are fundamentally rethinking their relationship with rest after decades of glorifying sleep deprivation as some badge of honor.
You know, I used to brag about pulling all-nighters in college like it was some kind of achievement. 4 hours of sleep and 7 coffees, baby. I'm crushing it. Meanwhile, my body was probably like, please stop this madness.
The data backs this up. The CDC reports that 1 in 3 American adults consistently don't get enough sleep. And we're seeing the fallout everywhere, from the explosion in sleep aids to radical lifestyle changes.
Oh my God, melatonin. Everyone I know is absolutely hooked on those gummies. My cousin literally panics if she doesn't have her little bottle of sleep candy with her when traveling. It's like melatonin meltdown.
The numbers are staggering. Melatonin use has increased more than 500% in the last 2 decades. Americans spent over $1.3 billion on melatonin supplements last year alone.
Wait, seriously? $1 billion just on melatonin? That's insane.
But what's really interesting is how sleep is becoming a luxury good. Sleep tourism is booming, Hotels now offering sleep concierge services, specialty mattresses, and even sleep coaches.
I saw this resort in Arizona advertising a sleep retreat for like $5,000 a weekend. They have this whole program with special teas and meditation and these weighted blankets that cost more than my first car. Are we really at a point where we have to pay someone to teach us how to do something our bodies naturally know how to do?
It speaks to how disconnected we've become from our natural rhythms. Dr. Rachel Chen at Stanford Sleep Medicine calls it the inevitable correction. She says, after decades of treating sleep as optional, we're facing a population-wide sleep debt that can't be ignored anymore.
Sleep debt. I love that term. It's like my body has been keeping receipts all these years. Remember that week in 2018 when you slept 3 hours a night to finish that project? Yeah, I'm collecting on that now with interest.
The health implications are serious. Chronic sleep deprivation is linked to increased risk of heart disease, diabetes, obesity, depression, even Alzheimer's. But there's also mounting evidence that it's terrible for productivity, which is finally getting corporate America's attention.
Oh, so now businesses care because it affects the bottom line? Classic.
Companies like Microsoft and Google have introduced nap pods, while others are discouraging after-hours emails. Goldman Sachs, once notorious for grueling hours, now has sleep specialists on staff.
Goldman Sachs caring about sleep? That's like wolves caring about vegetarianism. What is happening?
The pandemic was a major catalyst. When work from home blurred all boundaries, many people hit a breaking point. But cultural shifts are happening too. Younger generations are rejecting hustle culture more openly.
Yeah, my Gen Z cousin straight up told his boss he doesn't check emails after 6 p.m. Just told him. I would have died before saying that at my first job.
Dr. Chen suggests we're witnessing a fundamental reframing. Sleep isn't just about rest, she says. It's about cognitive function, emotional regulation, immune health. We're finally recognizing sleep as the foundation of well-being, not a luxury.
Okay, but let's be real. Some people still can't prioritize sleep even if they want to, like parents with young kids, healthcare workers, people working multiple jobs.
That's an important point. The sleep revolution isn't equally accessible. Quality sleep has become another health marker influenced by socioeconomic factors. People working night shifts or multiple jobs face structural barriers to healthy sleep.
So what you're saying is sleep inequality is a thing now? Great. Another thing to keep me up at night.
Unfortunately, yes. But there's also hope in this reckoning. As sleep becomes recognized as essential rather than optional, we might see more systemic changes, from workplace policies to public health initiatives focused on sleep education.
Wait, so you're telling me that instead of the next fad diet or exercise trend, the next big wellness movement is just going to bed?
Sometimes the most revolutionary acts are the simplest ones. Perhaps America's greatest health innovation will be rediscovering what our bodies knew all along, that there's no substitute for a good night's sleep. And now, it's time for our morning whisper, that moment where we pause and center ourselves before continuing the day.
Oh, thank God, I need this. My mind's been racing since I woke up. It's like having 50 browser tabs open at once.
You know, this morning I was watching the dawn break through my kitchen window. There was this moment when the light caught a single dewdrop on a leaf outside. Everything else faded away, and I was just present with that one perfect droplet of water.
Wait, you were awake for dawn? Who even are you?
Sometimes the earliest hours hold the deepest quiet. But here's what struck me. That dewdrop had always been there, waiting to be noticed. How many small wonders do we miss because we're moving too quickly?
That's actually beautiful and slightly guilt-inducing because I was definitely scrolling through my phone this morning while an entire universe was probably unfolding outside my window.
Today, I invite our listeners to find their dewdrop moment. It doesn't require meditation cushions or special training, just a willingness to pause, to notice the texture of your coffee cup, the rhythm of your breath, the feeling of sunlight on your skin.
Just 10 seconds of full attention on something, anything, besides your screen or your to-do list.
In a world constantly pulling us forward, presence is our quiet rebellion. Your dewdrop is waiting.
Well, folks, that brings us to the end of today's Blue Mountain Morning. Thanks for spending part of your Tuesday with us.
We hope we've helped start your day with a bit more clarity and calm.
If you enjoyed the show, please, I'm literally begging you, share it with your friends and family. Really, do it right now. I'll wait.
You won't actually wait, Alex.
You're right. I have no patience. But seriously, we'd love to grow our Blue Mountain community.
And if you do share the podcast, drop us an email at bluemountainmorningpodcast@gmail.com. We'd love to give you a shout out on tomorrow's show.
We'll be back tomorrow with more news, more insights, and hopefully more of Marc's weirdly profound nature observations.
Until then, breathe deep and carry that calm with you throughout your day.
See you tomorrow, mountain climbers.